You have reached Resident Evil Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Dragon Ball Z Super, Piccolo. SH Figuarts, Piccolo. But before I get into the actual review, I just want to go over some of the fantastic details on this packaging. Up for news, Steele shows you the figure and all the accessories inside. In the corner here it says SH Figuarts. Inside here it says Piccolo, superhero. Over here a picture of the actual figure, and below that you have Piccolo in various action poses that carry on to the side of the packaging. Then down here you have a silver emblem that says Tamashi Nation Quality. Well, they have a warning label that says ages 15 and up. Warning! Choking hazard. Small parts, not for children under 3. Then over here it says Piccolo Superhero. Then over here a silver emblem that says Toy Nation Certificate of License Grant. Next to that you have the Dragonball Super logo. Over here you have the Tamashi Nation logo. Then over here you have the Bandai logo. Now inside the packaging here, along the side it says Piccolo Superhero. Down here you have SH Figuarts, Piccolo Superhero. The back of the packaging here, on the very top you have Piccolo Superhero. And over here it says a full array of interchangeable hand and face parts allow for expressive portrayal of the anime. Then down there it says simple style and heroic action. SH Figuarts is a standard action figure series that uses the art style and technology of Tamashi Nation to pursue character expression through humanoid action. Up here it says super modeling, masterfully crafted sculpt, accurately depicts character form and meticulous detail. And down here it says super action. Dynamic articulation enables recreation of iconic action sequences from the anime. SH Figuarts, Piccolo Superhero. Piccolo was released April 23rd, 2023 with the suggested retail price of $34.99 and is available at select retailers. Piccolo has multiple points for articulation. His accessories include 2 interchangeable heads and 5 interchangeable hands. Piccolo stands 5.5 inches tall and he is meant for fans ages 15 and up. Now that's Piccolo on my display table, so we'll go over some of his play features and accessories. First, I talk about his interchangeable hands. He includes 5 of these interchangeable hands. The first 2 are 2 open hands. The next 2 are 2 semi-open hands. And the final hand here, the hand that features one of his special abilities, the Makanko Sambo, which in English is a special beam. But these hand sculpts are so finely detailed. If you look at them real closely, you got some palm detail right there, you got some creases where the fingers bend, flip the hand over, you got some knuckle detail, you got some vein detail, you got some fingernail detail. Very, very nicely done. Or to swap out these hands, take the old fist here, you pull away from the wrist and a little pop. At the end of the wrist here, you have a ball socket joint. At the end of the hand, you have a ball socket port. And this is a different take on most action figure companies. These action figure companies have a ball socket port right in the wrist and a peg at the end of the hand. But here, they do that so there's a swivel joint right here, and at the end there's a ball socket joint. So you have more modes of articulation where you could swing the fist around, in and out, or all the way around. It's very, very nicely done. I want to go ahead and take all the interchangeable hands and put them off to the side, because I want to go talk about his 2 additional interchangeable heads. He's got 2 expressions on his head. So most of the SH Figuarts, they call them expressions. That's because the face plates that go into these hair pieces. But since Piccolo has no hair, there's no reason to even bother changing the hair sculpt. So what they did was they just sculpted 2 different head sculpts. You got the default head and the 2 additional heads. 2 additional heads, you got one where he's kind of screaming or powering up. Here you got him gritting. And the default head, he's smirking. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like a trademark Piccolo face, where he's kind of mocking his opponent. But Piccolo is fantastic. He's a great looking figure. But swap out his interchangeable head, take the default head here, and you kind of pop it from the head. At the end of the neck here, you have a ball socket joint. At the bottom head, you have a ball socket port. And you take the head here, pop right back into place, easy as that. This version of Piccolo did not come with a lot of accessories. And if a lot of you guys are wondering why I'm calling Piccolo for, it's because I grew up in Japan. And when I went to Japan, it was in the early 90s, and Dragon Ball Z was all the craze. So I know the characters from the Japanese names, but by the time I got back to the United States in the late 90s, Dragon Ball Z finally made its way over to the United States. So they altered some of the names, and Piccolo's name became Piccolo, but to me he's not Piccolo, he's Piccolo because that's what I know him as. But it's pretty cool, this figure is nicely done, and this mold kind of stood the test of time because this design was the design for Piccolo right after the Freezer saga, when he went back to Earth and he was training for the Android saga. He altered some of his gear where his neckline was a little bit lower and he was much more muscular, and this carried through to Super. So this Piccolo could be standardized, it can be carried across both Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Super, or Dragon Ball Super. Very, very nicely done. He's got that red sash right here, and he's got a lot of points of articulation. That's what these SH figures kind of pride themselves on, because you got like toe articulation, you have ankle articulation, you have double jointed knee articulation, you have hip articulation, you have waist, you have torso, you have shoulder, bicep swivel, you have elbow, you also have the hand articulation, you have double jointed neck with bottom of the neck articulation and top of the neck, and you have head. Very, very nicely done. But the one thing I noticed with a lot of the older SH Figuarts figures is you get the shoulder piece right here, there's kind of a separation. I know a lot of new figures, they have some new technology where there's no separation, so you won't have that gapping in certain poses when you're posing your figures, the new figures. But Piccolo is part of the old version of these SH figure, Dragon Ball Z figures, so you do have that gapping there. But other than that, he's a very nicely done figure. And, I was so happy to get him. I'm just bummed out that he did not come with his cape or his turban, because that would make him a complete version of Piccolo. But I mean, in Super he becomes like a powered up form of Piccolo. I forget what it's called. I don't have that version of Piccolo yet, but I'm very happy with this version of Piccolo because now I include him as part of my Dragon Ball Z display. But if you guys found any of the information and if you're valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you like content, please subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.